Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. We have new proof that states that prematurely ended federal unemployment benefits that were scheduled to last through the 6th of September as a direct result of the American Rescue Plan that was signed into law by President Biden in March. We have new evidence that states that ended federal unemployment benefits early saw no clear job gains. In fact, this was a big mistake from states that prematurely ended unemployment benefits. Welcome to our channel, everyone. My name is Dr. Chhoda with Ignition Time. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Please click the like button. Please subscribe and please enable notifications. Let's just jump right in. Here's a headline of an article on your screen from Reuters. States that ended federal unemployment benefits saw no clear job gains. This was a big mistake from all of these states. Now, before I proceed further, I want our viewers and subscribers to know that the state of Indiana saw lawsuits from its own residents, from unemployed residents, who essentially sued the state to restart unemployment benefits, and then a judge actually supported this motion, and the state of Indiana has decided to restart federal unemployment benefits after they had prematurely opted out of them, and the state of Indiana is providing retroactive payments from June to those who had lost out on the unemployment benefits. There are similar lawsuits that are playing out in other states, including but not limited to Texas, Ohio, and other states like Maryland. Let's get back to this article from Reuters. States that put an early end to federal unemployment benefits saw a larger jump in June than those planning to maintain the $300 a week supplement until early September, although there was no clear sign that this actually led to significantly more hiring. So what does this actually mean? Yes, people did say, hey, I'm putting my hand up. I want a job. But the jobs weren't there because the employers weren't hiring. They were not hiring at the extent that these Republican governors had originally anticipated. In fact, here's a direct quote from the Reuters article. State-level jobs data released earlier this month shows that in the 26 states that stopped federal unemployment benefits early, an additional 174,000 people actually joined the labor force in June by either taking jobs or beginning work searches. This is, by the way, something you would expect when unemployment benefits end. And this was compared to 47,000 in other states. So the fact is, the early end of the federal unemployment benefits did get individuals to say, hey, I need to get back into the workforce and I want to look for a job. Now, here's the problem. While this may indicate that ending federal unemployment benefits is having some sort of an impact as far as these local Republican governors are concerned, it is causing more people to seek employment. But here's the big problem that no one talks about. The numbers are small in a national labor force of 161 million people. And here's the problem. Job gains in both states that ended the federal unemployment benefits early, it's states that did not end the federal unemployment benefits early, job gains are still the same. This is absolutely shocking because on the one hand, this did force individuals to get back to work, but the rate at which the states gained jobs did not increase. In other words, just because a state ended federal unemployment benefits early does not mean that there were more jobs gained in those states. The fact is this. Just because an individual is forced to look for a job, that does not mean that that individual will actually find a job. This also means that federal unemployment benefits are essential, are critical for many of our fellow Americans, because when the federal unemployment benefits are taken away, it's not like the job magically appears. And here's another very interesting point. There were many states where the federal unemployment benefits were not taken away and the federal unemployment benefits are still continuing, and the job gains in those states were roughly the same. I need to repeat this. This is extremely important. Job gains in both groups of states were roughly the same. States that ended federal unemployment benefits early, the states that faced lawsuits and all this chaos, states like Indiana, Maryland, Texas, Ohio, and states that simply did not end the federal unemployment benefits early. What does this actually mean? This means that the Republican governors got it wrong. There are 161 million people in the labor workforce in the United States of America. What did all of these shenanigans about the unemployment benefits do? Well, folks, it caused an additional 174,000 people to join the labor workforce in June in the 26 states that stopped benefits early, compared to 47,000 in other states. So an additional 120,000 people looking for a job. In case you're thinking, oh, that's a good thing. It's not. Because the job gains in both groups of states were exactly the same. Just because someone is looking for a job doesn't mean that that person can actually find a job. So folks, this is the reality of the situation, and this actually tells us that these Republican governors got it wrong. Now, there are different sides to this story. This could also mean that the process of matching employers and employees remains sluggish compared to the large number of job openings. It could be that because there's a bunch of people now looking for jobs, they still haven't found jobs, but they are about to find jobs. So there could be some element of lag to this data. But many economists say that the end of the unemployment benefits, the early cut of the unemployment benefits, will not enable people to get their jobs back. It'll actually cause more hardship. It'll actually cause more poverty by reducing family income, because the unemployment benefits were extremely important for certain families. There are families that are dependent on these unemployment benefits. I believe unemployment benefits should continue for those who need help the most, because they need the money to put food on the table, to make rent, to keep the lights on. Here's a quote on your screen from Gregory Darko, who's a chief US economist at Oxford Economics. We find only a marginal effect of the benefit reduction on labor supply and employment. He's basically saying, hey, there's no effect on labor supply. This doesn't mean that, hey, there's going to be a bunch more people that now suddenly have jobs. He said, I quote, as such, benefits discontinuation may end up doing more bad on the personal income ledger than good on the employment ledger of the economy. Now, many economists from Goldman Sachs also found little evidence yet that the early end of the unemployment benefits, and interestingly, this happened across the Republican-led states, they found no evidence that this was actually having an impact on labor markets. And this is causing a lot of frustration, not only for these states, but for residents in these states who are starting to sue, and actually start to win lawsuits. Now, the good news is that continuing claims for unemployment insurance are dropping faster in the states that are ending benefits. Now, this could be a sign that people are starting to find jobs, even if they don't find the exact job they're looking for. But, and here's a quote from Goldman Sachs economist Ronnie Walker. He wrote recently, based on the available data, on net benefit expiration did not provide a boost to June employment. The full impact of all of these recent policy changes from these Republican states will not be fully visible until state-level jobs data for July is released, and we can expect that in the middle of August. So, as schools start to reopen, as the economy starts to reopen, as the federal unemployment benefits are scheduled to end on the 6th of September, which is not very far away, the 6th of September is approaching, we will have a clear idea of how the US economy might regain all the jobs lost as a direct result of the pandemic. In the meantime, Bank of America economists chimed in, and this is what they said. The experiences in states ending benefits early suggest more generous benefits did not have a strong negative impact on employment. Labor constraints could persist beyond the fall when the benefits expire nationally. In other words, Bank of America is saying taking away the benefits made no impact. In fact, the suffering is likely to continue for some individuals, for those amongst us who are the most vulnerable. Please share this video with your lawmakers. Please share this video with your friends, your family. Please click like, subscribe, enable notifications. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I want you to know I appreciate you. I will always tell you the truth wherever the truth might lead us. My goal is not to get views, not to get subscribers, but my goal is to give back to our country, the country that has given me so much. I was able to overcome the cycle of poverty that you see on your screen right now, and I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. I want to help you live the American dream through this channel, the Ignition Time channel that educates you about the country, the economy, as well as our money. Thank you so much for watching. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Also follow me on Twitter. This right here is my Twitter feed. You'll be able to keep up with all the latest news stories I'm following and you'll be able to follow those stories with me in real time. So follow me on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get the reference to our resource in the description section below. So make sure you check out the description section. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.